Friends, Happy New Year and welcome to the third installment of our Let's Build concept, the Need for Speed Arena /2017, in which I play the role of developer and basically design a fully fledged game concept for the yet to be announced next installment of NFS. For those who may be watching for the first time, what I have done is to split the core elements of a racing game up into different sections and basically create a concept for each one, which, when all is pieced together, creates a final product/proposal. Basically, I'm creating my proposition for Need for Speed Arena 2017 in my own eyes, hence the series title Let's Build. So, in week 1, I presented you with my idea for the main game story, which was designed to be darker, more mature, and with definitive and meaningful replay value by way of multiple endgames based on your own choices. In week 2, I presented you with my conceptual idea for how the multiplayer section will work in my version of the game, with the system based around car clubs, JDM, muscle, and exotics, all battling for supremacy. We also discussed how the use of your real-life social networks will come into play and have a tangible and real-life effect on the multiplayer scorecards within the game, alongside an idea of how an arena system will be implemented. In this week 3, which is this episode, I will present to you the cars. Now, before going further, I want to explain 3 important things. Number 1, this is not, I repeat, not a reveal video, and I have not branded it as such. As I explained earlier, I love the franchise, and although there were things I really liked about 2015, I feel certain things need to be improved for 2017. So over the past few weeks, I have been building my own vision for it. The whole point of this series is to generate discussion and debate, and to get you guys brains thinking about what you would like in the next game, as hopefully Ghost or EA will eventually catch wind of this series, and maybe, who knows, they may even implement some of it in some way, I don't know. Number 2, Need for Speed 2015 had a total of 51 cars at launch. In this, my concept for 2017, I would have 150. So that's an additional 99 cars. I use the word additional because I'm taking all the cars from 2015 and then adding to that list. So for that reason, you will not see the R34, the M3 or the Aventador in this list you're about to see, as based on what I have just said, they would already be in my version of 2017. This is a list of cars that were not in 2015. Bear in mind the choices you are about to see are all in keeping with what we discussed in the previous episodes. So if you never got a chance to see them, go check them out first, or just enjoy this and check them out after. Number 3. For the purpose of time, I will only be revealing 15 of the cars that will be in my version of the game. So the remaining 84 cars, I'm going to leave it to you guys to fill out and discuss in the comments section below. After all, this is a let's build, right? So let's build this car list together. Also, in keeping with the car clubs theme we spoke about in the last episode, I have picked an even mix across our 3 chosen car clubs. 5 from JDM, 5 muscle cars, and 5 for the exotics club. If you're wondering what a car club is and what the heck I'm talking about, then again, be sure to check out the last episode. Right, now we've got all that out of the way, let's build Need for Speed Arena 2017, Episode 3, the car list. Starting off with JDM, the 95 Mitsubishi Eclipse. One of the most popular JDM classics, made even more famous as not only was she Brian's car in the first Fast and Furious movie, but actually went on to feature in the franchise an incredible 3 times, albeit in 2 different forms. Did you know that the regular version was actually powered by a Chrysler 2-litre inline-4, whilst the Spider, or convertible, was fitted with Mitsubishi's own turbocharged unit with the same capacity. The power difference was definitely noticeable, but that doesn't matter, as having either one of these cars would be great for you JDM fans. She also has quite a nice bottom. old school charm meets new school power. Yes! Oh, you didn't actually think I would do a list and not have Bay feature in some way, shape or form? The 370Z from Nissan, or Nissan if you're American. Initially, I wasn't as impressed as I was with the 240Z, or 432 as it's known in some quarters, because the 370, well, she's not as pretty, but what Nissan have done is fitted her with breast implants. Her new bra size is a bold and extremely noticeable 326 brake horsepower 3.7 litre V6. With a top speed limited to 155, it means in stock form she can take on an M3 and match it, as well as take you to the gates of drifting heaven and have you slide through them sideways. A true example of what happens when beauty meets power. Now, I may need your help on this one, because to my knowledge, I think Underground 2 was the last time we saw this, the Toyota Celica GTS. In my mind, one of the best looking JDM cars you can buy in stock version minus any body kits or modifications. What I like about this car is that it looks fast even when standing still. I mean, look at it! The car is fitted with Toyota's variable valve timing with intelligence system, which modulates the intake cam phase angle to increase torque and horsepower throughout the rev range. But what I don't understand is why they bothered with the 4-speed automatic when there was a 6-speed manual available. A hard choice indeed. But nevertheless, it still makes the list regardless. Many manufacturers have an affiliate-based tuning division who specialises in enhancing the stock power unit as well as different parts of the car's handling. BMW have M-Power, Mercedes, AMG, and Dodge have SRT. Mugen Honda is no different and is one of the most famous tuning affiliate partnerships in the world. This is the Honda CRX, developed in conjunction with Mugen. The main aim for this car was for Honda to arouse the attention of the American market, and from it they spawned further generations of Mugen powered Hondas. The CRX was marketed as a quick, nimble and fuel efficient sports car, with power being provided courtesy of the 1.6 litre DOHC engine. Shape-wise, it looks very different from most other JDM cars, making it stand out from the crowds, which is exactly what you want because normal is boring, right? If you were a Japanese teenager and couldn't afford a BMW M3 and your name was Han, you would buy one of these. The i200 from Lexus, the car made in response to the 3 Series from BMW. If need be, you could ask Theo if you could borrow his. No doubt he would probably charge you £60 per hour rental fees, of which I would demand 30% commission if you're watching, Theo. But it doesn't matter because it would all be worth it, because this rear wheel drive fiend is refinement personified, with great looks and drilled metal pedals which you would find in high-powered supercars, a sports-based 3-spoke steering wheel which feels great to hold, and a limited slip differential, all in the sports version, all adding to making you feel like the driver's driver. Now we move on to muscle. Can you imagine me making this list and not including the Charger Hellcat? I would have been shot in the back by muscle car enthusiasts along with beer drinkers and steak eaters. Vegetarians around the world would have rejoiced, and hippies would have danced around a campfire with my name etched across the tombstone. But that is not to be the case. It's no secret that I have always had a preference for classic over modern muscle. But even I have to hold my hands up. This is the best sounding, angriest, and in relation to its name, probably the most appropriately labelled car available today. Look at her eyes! She looks like a cat of darkness. She looks like a panther that was partially impregnated by Cyclops from X-Men. Incredible! Producing 707 brake horsepower from its gargantuan 6.2 litre supercharged V8. Quite simply, this is the most powerful sedan the world has ever seen. The 69 Camaro SS, my bestest muscle car of all time. I had a bit of a tantrum when I scrolled through the 2015 car list and found a huge hole where this was missing. What I love most about her is how simple she looks. With that wide body and fat chunky tyres, the Camaro SS screams performance. It's one of those cars that looks good with or without a body kit, as the exaggerated wheel arches improve its overall aesthetics. It heralds from an era where there was stiff competition from Dodge, Pontiac and Buick, or Buick, however you pronounce them, amongst others, but manages to hold its own. And for me, not only does the Camaro demand to be on every muscle enthusiast list, but it deserves its rightful place in our Let's Build version of Need for Speed Arena 2017. The 69 Charger is arguably the most famous classic muscle car of all time. This is in no small part due to it being the one car that frightened Dom in Fast and Furious. During my research, I stumbled across an interesting fact. What I didn't realise, partly because my knowledge of muscle cars is limited, but mainly due to being an idiot, was that the Dodge Daytona was actually a modified version of the Dodge Charger. Don't get me wrong, I knew of both cars' existence as I featured the Dodge Daytona as a comparison to the Plymouth Superbird in my Forza Horizon 3 starting 5 list. Whether it's the Charger's blower or the big wing of the Daytona, either one of these two, if not both, are certain to be popular choices if you choose to join the Muscle Car Club. You can't have one without the other, right? The second member of the Hellcat family would most definitely make its way into my version of the game. Looks are always subjective and can be debated back and forth. Personally, I don't think it looks as visually impressive as the Charger. That doesn't matter, because it looks good. It embodies everything you should expect from a modern day muscle car: imposing looks and powerful performance. And as for the noise she makes, how does she sound? Exactly the same as her sister, as she uses the same engine. And with the car managing to go from 0 to 60 in an incredible 3.6 seconds, just like its sister, it has performance that befits its name, the Charger Hellcat. The ZL, okay, yeah. We pronounce the letter Z as Z over here in the UK, but as it's an American car, I'm going to pronounce it as a Z. The ZL1 from Camaro is a true performance muscle car with a refined driver-focused cockpit that helps you get every bit of performance from its supercharged 6.2 litre LT4 engine. What I love most about Camaros is, for me, I find them to have better handling than offerings from other muscle car makers. When turning the wheel, they have an almost telepathic-like relationship with the road, allowing me the confidence to brake later and get on the power earlier out of corners. I've yet to drive the ZL1 in any game thus far, but if Camaro stick to what they do best, then we should have a car which performs above and beyond the expectations of anyone brave enough to get behind the wheel. And last but not least, exotics. I bet you haven't seen this in a game before. In fact, I know you haven't, because she's yet to be released. The 2017 Lamborghini Huracan Spider, the drop-top convertible version of the new baby Lambo. You will not find this in any racing or car-related game yet, as it was only just unveiled to the world at the 2016 Geneva Motor Show a few months back, and is to go on sale at some point this year. Now, Lamborghini say performance-wise you can expect it to provide as much excitement as the regular Huracan, although quite how anyone could possibly describe the original Huracan as regular beggars belief. There is nothing more exotic than an exotic with a drop top, and for this reason, along with its 610 brake horsepower 5.2 litre V10, ensures it is certain to be included to the roster in my proposed version of the game. When it comes to imagination, ridiculousness, and sheer madness on wheels, Lamborghini have always been the class clowns of this field. But a rumour is spreading around the school playground. Whisper it quietly, but some people are claiming that these days Pagani are out Lamborghiniing Lamborghini. This is the new 2017 Pagani Huayra, the lightest, fastest and most powerful commercially available car to leave the Pagani factory. Look at the rear end, look at the exhausts, they look like space cannons. One can only assume you have to be slightly insane as a prerequisite when applying for a job with these mad yet brilliant Italians. They say that when it comes to technical excellence, the Ferrari 458 was not only the best car to come out of Maranello, but that based on a balance of technical and passion, the Scarlet Red Queen is quite possibly the best supercar ever made. That was until the McLaren MP4-12C came along, and the debate rages on till this day as to which was better. This is the Ferrari 488 GTB, excellence upgraded. From its electronically controlled ceramic braking system to the immediate response on throttle control, the circuit specialists among you will marvel at the track performance of this thing. It features a twin turbocharged direct injection 3.9 litre V8 developed in-house by Ferrari themselves. As of today, it is officially the best engine in the world. And if you think I'm lying, well, this very engine completed a clean sweep at the World Engine Expedition held in Germany. Let me break down how it fared in the 4 categories it was entered in. Performance Engine Category Award, first. New Engine Category Award, first. 3 to 4 litre capacity category award, first. Overall Engine of the Year award, first. There can be no argument. I feel like I've done this car an injustice. I haven't given it the credit it deserves. This is the Ford GT, a car I have a strange relationship with. Whenever I see one in games, I often scroll past it and treat it as an afterthought. Meh, somewhat second rate. Then, usually after I've driven all the other cars and I'm left with scraps, I'll hop in the Ford and it manages to pull off the same trick on me time and time again, leaving me astonished from its savage acceleration to its near perfect cornering. I often end up asking myself why or how I ever doubted it in the first place. If you ever want an example of the benefits of a mid-engine mounted world-class exotic supercar, you should take a look at my Farewell Viper video, where I said goodbye to the Dodge Viper in a head-to-head showdown against the Ford GT. Check out that video to see just how brilliant this car really is. A 6.3 litre naturally aspirated V12, 1036 brake horsepower alongside an electric motor that features a kinetic energy recovery system. Mid-engine rear wheel drive with a top speed of 224 miles per hour. This is the Ferrari FXXK. It actually borrows technology from its sister, the Ferrari Formula 1 car, featuring the same electronically controlled diff. To emphasize how much effort Ferrari put into making this a track-focused monster, they fitted it with 4 different car modes. Qualify for maximum performance on short distances, long run for long distance driving, fast charge for faster recharging of the battery, and manual boost that uses all the power of the engine and batteries for maximum torque, cornering and speed. With only 40 of these being made, it's truly one of the most exclusively exotic cars in the world. Usually you would need to have shake somewhere at the start of your name to have gotten onto the waiting list to buy one, thus concluding a small portion of my 150 strong car list proposal for Need for Speed Arena 2017. Guys, as always, I would like to say a massive thank you to every single one of you who has commented on my videos, who has discussed and debated with me, who's been hitting the like button, who's been sharing my videos. To people at EA, honestly, I couldn't imagine that these videos would have kicked up so much fuss. I'm so truly honoured, and I'm massively humbled as well. As I mentioned a few times in the video, if it is your first time watching, be sure to check out the first and second part of this Let's Build series. Week 1 I discussed my proposal for a replayable story, and week 2 I discussed exactly how I would design the multiplayer element as well, all of which I'm going to leave in a nice and neat playlist for you guys at the end of this video. So let this video play to the very end and you'll get a link to that playlist. Now, believe it or not, I'm actually undecided on what I'm going to do for the next part. There is going to be a 4th episode, but at this present moment in time, I'm scratching my head as to what I want to base it on. Do you know what? I'm going to leave it over to you guys. I'm thinking the map, but I'm just not really sure how I can do that in a video. If you've got any suggestions as to what you might want to see me do, then again, put that in the comment section. I read every single comment. Show your support by hitting the like button as well as hitting that subscribe button, and I will see you when the next video comes out. Peace. And don't forget, if you're into cars or anything on 4 wheels, hop onto Google Plus and join the Born Racers community today. It's free.